Welcome to Darlington Raceway for part one of a two-part double-header weekend for the NASCAR Heat 2 career mode. First up is Xfinity at the Throwback track, and then we'll be moving on to what may be our final Cup hot seat. So it's time to impress in Xfinity before we impress in Cup. Alright, taking the green flag at the Throwback track for our qualifying attempt, getting it down into turn one. Well, I guess up into turn one, considering how high the groove here is at Darlington in relation to how much there is paved on this track. Very, very wide track, but at the same time incredibly narrow into turn three. This is a good corner for me. It's nice and tight. That means you get a little bit of a kind of a short track effect there, though it's at well over 150 miles an hour across the line. 31st. All that excitement and that feeling of speed to be mired right at the back. You can see how many numbers are different because of the various throwback schemes that are going to be used in today's race. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of them and not be wrecked by rivals constantly. So, here we go to take the green at Darlington. All right, starting on the inside of the line here, in behind Joey Logano, which is unfortunate because Logano has been a rival of ours for quite a bit of time in this career mode. We're already making contact at turn one, so I'm going to lift off just a little bit, fall back in line here in one and two. And we got run into the back of by David Starr, I believe that was back there. The problem is, some of these drivers I'm not going to be able to ID because of their different paint schemes in this race. So once we get closer to the front, it's going to get a little bit awkward as we almost spin it going into turns 3 and 4. Slow up top there for Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain. We got into Ross Chastain just a little bit there. I overcorrected a bit, and Chastain's actually going to take that bottom lane away from us for just a little while, falling in behind Joey Logano. These first couple laps of this stage are going to be pretty difficult to make passes because of the way everybody is kind of packed together. We'll have to kind of get lucky, but we'll give Chastain a little bit of a bump going into turn number 3. Hopefully we can at least sneak underneath Bubba Wallace. Okay, we're just going to sneak underneath everybody. This is kind of making our own lane here at Darlington Raceway. Not sure how I pulled that off, and probably shouldn't have been able to do that, but hey, I'm not going to complain about it. As we work down here into turn number 1 and 2, bouncing off of our rival Logano. Oh well, can't cry over spilled milk. Here we come up behind Dakota Armstrong in a Hardee's throwback. He makes quite an interesting blocking move there. We'll sneak down to the inside and make the pass on Armstrong as well. So now we're starting to move up through the field here. Got to try to see if we can get some stage points by the end of this stage. It's going to be kind of difficult to pull off, but hey, we got 7 laps to go. As we work around the outside of Brown, that was not going to work in any universe. Thought about it. We now know we can't pass on the outside at Darlington. Well, I suppose we could if we had a decent enough run, but certainly we didn't have a run that time. And now we'll work off into turn number 3 once again. Diving to the inside of Brown. That was a nice move there. Brown had pretty much no recourse to fight me on that one. In behind Matt Tifft, who's not running a throwback, interestingly enough. 6 laps to go in the stage. Working to the outside, trying to find some sort of real estate to use here. But it's really not, or there really isn't any real estate. Well, we'll make some. We will make some beachfront property down at the inside and somehow manage to pull that off. Now in behind Daniel Hemrick. Into the inside of Daniel Hemrick, a rival, but today, whoa, I was going to say he's in the rearview mirror, but he is not. He's back around because I got a little too confident coming off of turn number 4. Got a little too familiar with the inside of the track, and that was bad idea central. Now we'll work underneath the inside of Tifft, coming up behind Tyler Reddick and Daniel Hemrick. Both of those guys don't like me particularly all that much, so if we can get cleanly around both of them, I'd be very happy. There we go. Nice, clean pass of Reddick. Hopefully we can get around Hemrick as well without causing any aggravation for the two of them. Side by side with Reddick. Down into turn 1. Oh, Reddick almost got into the back of me. For whatever reason, they're being nice to me. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. Reddick giving me quite a big shot down the back straightaway here into turn 3, but we will sail around. Oh, never mind, into the wall. Oh, darn. Darn. And here comes Reddick with another run down the main straightaway. Well, at least the bumpers line up in Xfinity, so... Oh, no! I was going to say, even if he gets into the back of me, we're going to be okay, but that's not good. Look at the amount of positions we lost there. That's obnoxious. I drove it in way too deep, trying to stay away from Reddick, and ended up really screwing myself here. So we're going to have to make all these positions back up that we just worked for.
Still there.
And behind Brendan Jones. That tiffed. 2 to go in the stage, so no stage points for David unless there's a big pileup in that pack just ahead.
Are there?
Certainly it's a possibility, but... Oh, it's a possibility if David's driving. Okay, we're running way, way too low. Extremely too low out of the corners. I can run that kind of on the entry, but clearly not on the exit. So we're going to have to keep that in mind for the end of the next couple stages here. That was too wide into turn 1, and I ended up smacking the outside wall. This has been the most sloppy stage ever. So we're going to pretty much limp to 23rd, which is not that great. We've got plenty of Darlington stripes to take home already. Wow, we're really good in 3 and 4. We're really good in 3 and 4. If we can just not crash all the time, we'll be okay. So we're coming to the end of the stage there. Couldn't quite pip Jones for 22nd, but we'll be all right. Being an odd-numbered car, that means we'll be on the inside, which is good. 8 laps on fuel. How long is the stage? Is the stage 8 laps? I'm guessing it is. So we're not going to pit. We're going to take a chance here. If the race stays green, that could be an advantageous situation. We'll just have to see. We know our fuel mileage has been a little bit better than the AI generally. So back to racing here at Darlington. We got a much better start than our initial start, actually taking a position underneath Almirola. So that was interesting.
Hold your line.
And now we have a nice run behind Hemrick as they're making hay on the bottom. We're still behind Hemrick and Reddick. So we've still got to be careful around these guys because they are indeed rivals. Oh man, I can't believe I got to the inside there and didn't have trouble. I don't know how I pulled that off. Kevin Harvick's got a very interesting paint scheme in today's race. I don't know if that's, in what universe that's a throwback. Oh boy.
Clear low, car outside.
I almost wrecked and got wrecked by Hemrick at the same time. I was trying to wreck myself, and Hemrick decided to try to help me, but somehow we all got through there okay. So I lift off early going into turn 3. Just kind of keep it to the bottom. A little bit of contact with Kane, which probably isn't going to endear him to me anymore. As side by side with the Darrell Waltrip throwback, Blake Cook. Just lift off the gas. Now we're starting to make some moves here. This is much better in this stage than the previous one. Coleslaw, 3 wide with Coleslaw, around Brennan Poole. Oh, contact with Coleslaw. Woohoo! That was a slide and a half, but we managed to get through turns 3 and 4 and 2 positions as well. That's pretty nice. 7 to go in stage number 2. Car in the wall up there. It's all a bunch of white cars, so it's hard to tell exactly who's in what car up there, but we'll find out shortly. Looks like we are going to have a pretty good run here as we were behind Elliott Sadler, whose car definitely looks significantly different at this race.
Caution,
Yellow.
caution. Watch for debris.
Yellow. We've got 4 laps remaining on fuel. Screw it. We're going to take some track position. Even if I have to, even if I can't make it on fuel, screw it. We'll give it a shot.
Almost ready. The race is going green. There's the green
Back to racing. That may have been a terrible mistake. I don't know how much fuel I had left in the car.
That's the halfway mark.
3 to go in the stage, 4 laps on fuel, so we're good. We can make it. We can make it. So now it's all about holding on to this lead against guys with fresh tires. The next Jeff Gordon coming up behind me. And I don't think he appreciates that I call him that because he's giving me all sorts of bumping down the back straightaway. We're just going to hold him off here into turn 3 and try to use my... Oh, dang. I got screwed up. I was trying to carry speed through there, and the next Jeff Gordon's going to come around me. We're going to get into the inside wall, somehow save it, but we lose a ton of positions. And what was Blake Cook thinking? A horrible crash behind, and the stage will end with us getting points, or a point. What on earth was Blake Cook thinking? Oh boy, I screwed myself. I screwed myself royally because nobody's coming into the pits. Well, that was a bad thing. That's a very bad thing. They're gonna have to pit again, though, right? Oh, whatever. Well, we're behind a Jeff Gordon throwback. Speaking of Jeff Gordon, here we go, back to racing. At Darlington, Dylan Lupton in a very pretty car. Glad they got this in the game, by the way. Well, we're gonna work to the inside. Yeah, screw it. Nope. I was gonna say, hey, we got some grip down there. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. So how many laps on field do I have? I have 16 laps. I think there's more than that to go in the race, is there not? That means I'll have to pit as well, assuming there's not a yellow. And behind the boss, Carl Long, got to race him clean. Yeah, Carl gets out of the way. He knows where we are in the points. He knows that his car has a chance to win a NASCAR championship. So no, 14 laps to go. We've got 16 in the tank. So we can make it. I don't know about the rest of the field. Don't bring out the yellow, David. Don't not bring out the yellow. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah. I don't know about the rest of the field, but I think we can make it. So with that, by that logic, we need to be very careful coming up through this field. We don't want to bring out a yellow, because a yellow is the worst thing that could possibly happen because, well, maybe. I mean, if everybody comes into the pits and gives me the lead, that's okay, but I'd rather take it under the green flag and then not have to worry about having to battle the next Jeff Gordon for the win. So we go 3 wide into turn 3. And we go under the other next Jeff Gordon, who's actually stolen the mantle. He's apprehended it. That's Dylan Lupton, because he's in a 24 car and it's rainbow colored. So we work down to the inside. A little bit of contact with Ray Black. That's not good because I'm pretty sure Ray Black's a rival. So that means he's probably going to be coming after me unless I can wreck myself, in which case Ray Black will not have to do anything. And Lupton gives me a nice, there's the yellow that I didn't want to see. And everybody's running into me under the caution, which is interesting. So we're not going to pit, obviously. So that'll give us the lead, at least momentarily, over Eric Jones to the outside here in what I believe to be a Davey Allison throwback. That's pretty cool. Too bad the 20 couldn't come up with that creative of a throwback in the Cup Series, but regardless, we're back to racing here with 8 laps to go at Darlington. Can we take a win in the throwback race? Who knows? It's going to take some luck because Justin Allgaier is a rival, and he is coming up very fast behind me, giving me a shot down the back straightaway, got me loose. A little bit of contact, more contact, I should say. More contact as we work into turn 3. Trying to hold on to it here through 3 and 4. We do, but I don't know if I'm going to have an amazing run onto the main straightaway. You know Allgaier's going to be coming after me. We got 7 laps remaining in the race. Oh. Got into the wall. But Suarez is getting up into it as well. Gotta hope I don't have too many rivals here. We're going to have to really work to get back up to Allgaier. Oh boy, howdy, that was a little bit tense right there on the apron of the track. Just placing a wheel on the apron of the track. So we got Coleslaw and Suarez. And then Allgaier. Battling Allgaier for the win is going to be mucho difficult. As Coleslaw is looking to the inside of Suarez, we're going to work to the outside here, try to carve our way. Well, sorry. You were too slow, Coleslaw. It was a noble sacrifice. It was a noble sacrifice. 5 to go. We've got 2 positions to make up. Suarez and Allgaier. And I worked way too high in turn 1 and 2. And Jones and Coleslaw are coming up behind me. So we've got to try to block like our life depended on it here. Certainly the opportunity at a win depends on it. We got a really good run through 3 and 4. That was a nice run through there. Gonna keep the draft up down the main straightaway. We got 4 laps to go, so we're gonna have to get Suarez here pretty quickly. Otherwise, Allgaier's gonna get too far away. 2, 1 and 2, a little too high, and whoa, that was close next to the wall. I was very close next to the wall. And underneath Suarez, and we got him. I don't know how, but we got him. Oh, that was almost into the wall, and that may have not been a very great thing for me because it means Allgaier is getting away. So we're going to have to drive the next 3 laps, the laps of our life here at Darlington to take this victory from Justin Allgaier. Jones looking to the inside. He's not going to be close enough. Allgaier working the top groove, we'll work the bottom groove. Down the main straightaway again. Crossing the line is Allgaier, crossing the line is us. 2 laps to go. Really drove it deep into turns 1 and 2 that time. Probably should have backed the corner off a little bit. I think that's why I've been so fast in 3 and 4. I've been backing the corner off. And here comes Eric Jones to the inside. Is he going to get there? No. No siree, Bob. Oh, we've got a draft on Allgaier, though. We've got a draft.
Okay, last time around.
1 to go at the line. Ooh, right next to the wall. Right next to the wall. But is that going to give us a good run down the back straightaway? It's going to all be about my entry and exit of 3 and 4, whether we got a shot at Allgaier by the line. Down into the corner, getting the backhand loose. Ooh, no, it's just not gonna quite get there. Justin Allgaier will take the victory at Darlington, but boy, did we try. Boy, did we try. Let's take a look at that last lap in replay as we cross the line. You can see a little bit of damage to the front of my car from slamming into the back of Coleslaw, I believe. Gonna see Eric Jones looking to the inside there, Coleslaw back there, the next Jeff Gordon, and then we're chasing down Allgaier down the back straightaway. I was way behind in turns 3 and 4. We drove it real deep in there. You can see it get loose. We got right up to his bumper, but we couldn't get him loose, couldn't get close enough, and Allgaier took the victory over us, but it was close. So, as you can see, Allgaier takes the victory over a lot of throwback schemes that ended up getting into the top 10, so good for them. Down through the rest of the field, you can see Armstrong gone, was the only retirement of the race, 23 laps behind, so he was out very early on, considering this was a fairly short race. Looking at the rest of the stuff to look at, money that we can't do anything with, well, we got $104,000 for finishing second. That's pretty good money. That's good money to win a race. And then we look at the points. We're still 9th in the Xfinity Chase standings, and I think we're first with 6 wins and 35 playoff points. So we are close to actually completing an incentive contract for once in the Xfinity Series, and it's looking like we're going to have a Joe Gibbs Racing hot seat offer. Don't know if that's going to be the same by the time we get to the next video, though, because I'm not sure, because I'm going to turn off the console, obviously, between now and then. So who knows what the hot seat offer is going to be for the next video, but you should watch it because this was a fairly short video. And I think we're going to have the Cup Series race tomorrow if you are watching this on the day of upload. If you're not watching this on the day of upload, chances are the Cup Series race is already ready to go, so you should be clicking on that video right now. But regardless, whether you're watching this on the day of release or watching it sometime in the future, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you at Darlington for the Monster Energy Series Throwback race.